Hi everyone, you're watching the Weekend Tipping Postcast with me, Sam Laurie, Ed Quigley in the studio alongside, and we've also got David Jennings and Paddy Power on Skype from Ireland. We're looking ahead to Sunday's action now. We'll start off with the €100,000 Grand National Trial at Punchestown. Paddy, how do you bet on this one?
Yeah, so we have Children's List is favoured at 5-1, Maldini 6-1, By Desil at 8-1, along with Wounded Warrior and Folsom Blue. Then you get 10-1 Out Sam, 11 White Arm, and 12-1 Space Cadet. An open race, decent pot. Yeah,
and after all these 3 4-runner races we've been talking about for the rest of the show, really one to get stuck into. What's your verdict on it, Paddy?
Well, I think that there's a few in here you'd usually have in your shortish list. So Out Sam was probably disappointing. Looked it was going to be very well backed for the Tiestes, wasn't it? But then the stable companion went and landed a big touch because it just joined Gordon Elliott. Space Cadet was quite well fancied. It ran well on the Paddy Power at Christmas. But you just wonder about these stay and chases, how many times you can go back on softish ground for the same horses. There's one team of connections that when they have a plan, it pretty much never goes wrong, it seems. And that's the connections of Maldini. And he's 6-1 for this. I think this is a kind of not a recovery mission, but this is a one to win on the way to go. I think for the 4-miler at Cheltenham. So I think Maldini at 6-1. I think he'd be quite well backed and he'd be tuned for this. And I think he'd be a really good chance. He'd be a good run for your money.
DJ, is Maldini on your short list?
Yeah, has a big chance, Sam. I can certainly see where Paddy's coming from. When they do set one out for one, they rarely miss. And you know, Maldini, he's had a funny old season. He's been bumping into Presenting Percy, a stable companion, a couple of times, and obviously ran against Invitation Only last time at Punchestown. 1-4-3, it's probably got scope for improvement off that. Probably needs a real test. Like you saw it last year in the Kim Muir, that was 3 mile 2 at Cheltenham, was staying on strongly at the end. Didn't get the clearest of runs up the home straight. It was a funny old race, but certainly stays. And I'd give it a big chance in that race again this year if it ran in it. Could go for the 4-miler, and certainly has got a chance here. But the value option, I think, is a horse that Paddy hasn't even mentioned in his betting list, and that is Woodswell, one of the many Gordon Elliott trained runners. It's rated 135. I thought it ran really well in the Tiestes off the same mark. It finished 5th to Monbeg Notorious. It was travelling so well coming to the third last. Just got a little bit tired. The conditions were absolutely atrocious that day. But I think it's open. It has certainly got scope for more improvement over fences. He's a horse that was always going to do better over fences. He's only had 4 runs, and I think the day he won his beginner's chase at Fairyhouse, he was quite impressive there. I thought he jumped really well. I think a test like this is exactly what he needs. He's rated 135. Chris Meehan, who rode him in the Tiestes, is riding him again. He takes off £5, and Gordon Elliott in these big stay and handicap chases is the king. And I'm hoping that Woodswell can give him another big pot.
And Paddy, what price is he?
Yeah, Woodswell is a rewarding price of 14-1.
14-1.
That'll do.
Ted, you got a view on this one?
No, I haven't. Out Sam used to be a cliff horse. He's gone off the cliff.
There's no room left on the cliff.
Yeah. Well, I see he's off 1-3-1 with Dennis O'Regan on. But no, I'm sitting this one out. I'm only concerned with Maldini, as I do wonder whether you prefer better ground, possibly, but I do think he will go pretty well in the 4-mile. I remember that Kim Muir, he looked outpaced over 3 1/4 at Cheltenham, so he's definitely got stamina in spades. And no, it's a race I'm going to let the experts deal with. I'm going to sit this one out happily.
Okay, DJ, this might be a risky thing to say, but can you mark our card then for the rest of Punchestown?
I can mark your card, and just for that, I'm going to do it as slowly as possible. And I'm only joking. 140, Enda Bulger holds the key here. The cross-country chase. He's got Auvergnat, he's got Cantlow, and he's got Josie's Orders. I just wonder if Auvergnat will be the one this time. Donny McInerney takes off £5. Been a little bit unlucky. He's failed to complete on 2 of his last 3 starts, but I think Auvergnat is the biggest danger to causes in the cross-country chase at Cheltenham. So I'm going to go for Auvergnat in the 140. Moving on to the 210, I think High Sparrow, trained by Joseph O'Brien, won a good bumper at Limerick. The 3rd horse, Diamond Turf, has since won a bumper very impressively at Navan, and that form looks good. Kesselring represents Willie Mullins, doesn't look a star, and there doesn't seem to be anything else in the race, so I think High Sparrow will probably win the 210. Riders on the Storm is a horse I like in the 240. Whether he's up to win a listed hurdle, I just don't know, but he's going to make a gorgeous chaser. Tom Taft thinks the world of him, and he was value for more than the winning margin at Navan last time. So Riders on the Storm gets my vote in the 240, and one more in the 315. Swingbridge is back over hurdles off a mark of 105. Probably would have won a handicap chase at Punchestown last time off a mark of 118. That's a £13 higher mark. Absolutely clouted second last with David Russell. Lost all chance. If it was going to win that chase off a mark of 118, he's probably going to win here back over hurdles off a mark of 105. That's Swingbridge in the 3:15.
Fantastic. Thanks, DJ. Really good card in Britain as well at Exeter. And Ted, I know you've been looking at this one, so do you want to take it away and mark our card for Exeter?
Yeah, it's just two horses that jumped out at me. I haven't actually got the times in front of them. I just written down the case and the name of the horses. But the per temps qualifier at Exeter on Sunday.
305.
Yeah, brilliant. Cheers. Yeah, Solemn Grundy of Niall Mulholland. That's a really interesting type because he jumps okay, but he's not a chaser, put it this way. And I see he's back over hurdles off 132. His best form has come with plenty of cut in the ground, and I thought he'd be really interesting where trip, track and ground will really suit. But the one that's really jumping off the page to me Exeter on Sunday is in the Lovable Veterans Chase, where there's some absolute crackers in there.
That's the 335.
From medieval times. And there's a horse in there of Kim Bailey's Harry Topper, who at one stage I think we all thought was perhaps going to be the next Master Oaks, but he suffered with so many injuries, bless him. But he was fourth in this last year, or £4 higher. I mean, the yard are absolutely flying. The ground, my parents don't live a million miles away from there, and they said the rain just keeps continuing to fall. It's going to be an absolute
He won the
swamp.
Denman Chase.
He won the Denman Chase, yeah.
Yeah,
He did, exactly. The ground will be a swamp down at Exeter. He won't have any problems with there. And as I said, the Kim Bailey team are flying. He won't suffer through fitness. You know, he's gone well fresh in the past. And I think Harry Topper against some equally out of sorts individuals, shall we say, with conditions to suit, he's got to go well off 140. Yeah, he really has.
DJ, have you looked at the action in Britain at all on Sunday?
I have, yeah, and I'm going back to the cliff. Is that all right?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, there's one of my cliff horses, one of the 2,373 cliff horses that I have. In the 305, Poker Play is a horse that simply has to be well handicapped off 128. Like, it ran at Wincanton on St. Stephen's Day, or Boxing Day as you call it, or Boxing Day as we will have to start calling it because of Racing UK. I think, I just think Warwick, 2 mile 5 around Warwick, I don't think that's what Poker Play needs. The time before it ran really well. It was well back for a 2 mile 5 race at Cheltenham at the Paddy Power meeting, as we still call it, Paddy.
Good man, DJ.
He ran really well that day, and that was off a mark of 131. They thought he could win off that mark. I do think a trip, a track, and ground are key to Poker Play. A big galloping track like Exeter is perfect. 2 miles 7 and 25 yards is ideal, and soft ground is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to give one of my many cliff horses, Poker Play, another chance in the 305.
Fantastic. And Paddy, anything for you on Sunday?
Yeah, a couple. I think, well, I agree about Riders in the Storm at Punchestown in the 240 that DJ already tipped up. And at Exeter, the two were, well, speaking of cliffs, one that his kind of handicap mark has gone down off a cliff is Ballynagore in the Veterans Chase. And it's moved
God, is he still
Ian
alive?
Williams. Yeah, I know. He's only 12. He's only 12. He's moved to Ian Williams. So if there's anything there, if he finds the key to him again or whatever, obviously he'll probably lap these all. But then in the 410, I thought Elegant Escape as well is an obvious enough one because I did maybe get if Native River hasn't won, maybe get the Tizard stable back into the blue. I was thinking that about the Tizzards. I don't know if this is sensible. It's how my head works is that because the stable seems to be not in great form at the moment, that's really good for Cheltenham because it's kind of cyclical. So it'll come around and then at Cheltenham time he'll be firing all cylinders again.
It seemed to go the other way round last year, didn't it? In form all season and then went off the boil at Cheltenham.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
It's funny, I'm kind of a little bit like that in the lead up to Punchestown. I'm kind of like almost starting a Saturday and I'm kind of going, geez, I actually hope I don't back a few winners here at the end of February because I don't want to use up all my luck for Cheltenham. So you're almost hoping the horse will lose, so you haven't used up all your luck for Cheltenham.
Well,
but I'm laughing at you, Paddy. You've tipped up a horse, Ballynagore. Did you have a look at its form figures there recently? I don't think I've seen this in a horse. PPP0B, but you're right, it could be chucked in.
Well, fantastic. I hope you use some of your luck this weekend then, having given all those tips. Do join us again on Monday. We'll be looking back on all the action over the weekend and also ahead to a fantastic card at Ascot and Haydock the following weekend. And if you do enjoy these shows, do make sure you rate, review and subscribe on iTunes.
Check out Paddy's Rewards Club. Simply place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week, and you'll get a free £10 bet then next week. T&Cs apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.